Okay, so fun fact. Yeah, I'm making new audio for this video. I made this video 3 weeks to a month ago at this point, and I actually just never dropped this video because I just forgot it existed. I was going through my phone and then I was like, oh wait, look, there's audio files for the video. So this is my second recording of this. But full heartedly, I actually understand a little bit more about the characters now. But yeah, so let's talk about it for a little second, real quick. So obviously you can see the title of this video. It's Naruto versus Luffy. I did this video already, but I'm doing it again, so you guys never saw it, but I already kind of did this video, so let me just go ahead and cover it to the fullest of my ability. I love Naruto, I love Luffy. They're both very strong characters in their own rights. They're both the main protagonists of their own series, and I feel like a lot of people just say one thing and then think it's that the right way, and it's just not. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. I'm going to be talking about pretty much how this fight would go and what you really want to see and what you want to know. So obviously I'm going to be putting Naruto at his strongest form. And I'm going to be Luffy at his strongest form because there's going to be no point in putting Luffy against current Naruto because he would kind of just stomp. There's no point in doing that. So we're just going to use the strongest version of Naruto against Luffy. Now, the strongest version of Naruto, obviously it says six pass Naruto, who was able to dodge the White Fang, which allows him to be light speed in reaction ultimately, so he moves at light speed. Luffy dodged Kuma's lightning, light lasers, making him also light speed. Both of these characters are FDO. We're just going to put them at FDO and put them at the same speed level. So they're basically both relative in speed. So we'll just say they're both relative in speed. And so now what it comes down to is the overall powers and pretty much like what's their strength and what all that stuff is. So when you're looking at it from basic to high, ultimately Naruto, he's pretty strong. He can obviously go hand in hand with Madara. He fought Momoshiki and so forth and so forth. He was fighting Kaguya, not beat Kaguya, but Momoshiki is compared to Kaguya, so you can go ahead and say like that. Might as well just put Naruto at that level once he's grown up, pretty much, so he could probably beat Kaguya. And ultimately, we need to talk about Luffy as well. So Luffy in his latest battle game Gear 5, which if you haven't read a guidebook panel, states that he has Toon Force, although I'm not going to be saying Luffy has some crazy Toon Force levels because it's not true at all. Luffy's Toon Force is very minor, so don't go in the comments that's talking about some Luffy automatically wins because he has some Toon Force. No, it's not his force. Luffy has a very small amount of Toon Force. It's not some huge amount of Toon Force. He can do Toon Force things such as putting ice through people's heads and so on and so forth. But Gear 5's ultimate, Gear 5 has a lot of things that makes it more so unstoppable and hard for opponents to beat that are outside of Luffy's verse does for. So I'm going to be talking about it. So when it comes to Naruto, this battle will always be, and this is the same thing I said in the previous video, that kind of make the video go on for a little bit longer than I would have hoped to, but Naruto cannot hope to hit Luffy with a projectile. It's just not happening. They're both relative in speed. And because they're both relative in speed, that would ultimately make it impossible for Naruto to get someone up on Luffy, no matter how hard he tries. Naruto has attacks that can beat Luffy. I said this in my previous video as well. Problem is can he hit Luffy with these attacks? And honestly, I don't think he can. For starters, Luffy has Haki, which would automatically put him in favor of speed just because he can see 10 seconds into the future, thus making it pretty hard for Naruto to even remotely hit him, ultimately allowing him to dodge pretty much all his attacks that he throws as projectiles. If Naruto would even think about going close, it would automatically be his downfall as going in close combat despite being better at taijutsu. As far as punching is concerned, it would not matter due to Luffy's literally having a rubber body and allowing him to pretty much send every attack that Naruto would throw right back at him, ultimately making it pointless. You know what I mean? Like pointless for him to even attack. And if he tries to use Rasengan up close, well, that just would also be pretty pointless. Another thing I could have just honestly said to neg the whole Naruto can even get that close to Luffy thing is his Conqueror's Haki, which ultimately would put Naruto in a very big problem, as it has been stated multiple times. Those without Haki have a obvious weakness to it, very obviously. And since Naruto does not have Haki at all, he would struggle. Specifically, King's coatings, Supreme King's armor, obviously, which Luffy does have, would automatically knock Naruto out instantly. So I don't really understand why people even talk about this. It's not like Naruto has anything that can bypass this. It's just kind of like he doesn't have anything. And I mean, if you want to say will, but like I said, it doesn't matter. If you don't have Haki at all, you kind of get defeated easily here. It's just how Conquerors works. Now, if you want to just take Conquerors out, there's more to Luffy's powers than most people know. First of all, if you're unaware, many people don't understand that Luffy has turned, you know, energy-based attacks into rubber. He literally did it against Kaido when he literally fired a energy beam fire and then razed the ground with a rubber construct, basically turning it into a rubber property and sending it back at Kaido. I don't think people understand the properties of fire. Fire is not supposed to be some thing that can just foam back around. That's not how fire works. So yeah, that's just one example of him doing that. And if he needs to, he could just easily turn his opponent into rubber, thus instantly ending the battle. This is what I said last time. Honestly, this isn't really that much of a big difference. But ultimately, what I'm trying to say here is, in terms of speed, they're relative, meaning that as long as they're relative, Luffy will always have an advantage because he will always be able to dodge Naruto's attacks. And as long as Naruto has these upper-handed Parmesia abilities, Naruto has Shadow Clones, which can make it difficult for, Luffy obviously to figure out which one to hit. And with all these Shadow Clones being relative to Naruto, it can be very difficult for Luffy to kind of, fight him, honestly. But with Haki, he'll be able to, like I still said, it might be a little too much of an overwhelming thing for him to do. But like I said last time, ultimately, Luffy has the ability to, stretch in, any way he wishes. Not saying that means he can, do anything he wants, but I'm saying stretch in any way he wishes. Meaning that he can, use multiple Gundam attacks if necessary to beat the Shadow Clones. Now, with that being said, I do want to say this. The win conditions for Luffy are just as difficult for Naruto. Naruto has to hit him. Not necessarily saying it has to be projectile. I'm not even saying Naruto can't beat him in close range. I'm just saying that Conqueror's Haki does not favor him fighting in close range because he could easily get knocked off by that, considering that it's surfacing around Luffy's body the entire time he fights Kaido. And so, with that being said, it would be very difficult for somebody like a Naruto to get near it when he doesn't have that power, and he could just easily be knocked out, which once again it's kind of an instant win con. But if you want to go ahead and say something like, oh, Naruto hits him with a projectile that's too big for him to dodge, well then yeah, if that's the case, then yeah, he probably loses, because he does have that giant technique that he used against Sasuke when he used Endurer's arrow. So I mean, yeah, he fires that at him, then yeah. But honestly, taking these characters at character value, I don't think Naruto would fire that immediately. But assuming that this is a battle and they're bloodlusted and Naruto would just throw that, then I would automatically assume that, yeah, Naruto would probably win, because there's really enough way Luffy could dodge that unless you want to say Toon Force. Ultimately, like I said in my original video, I think this battle is a 50-50. I think it could go honestly either way, because if Luffy touches him, it's GG's, and if Naruto just throws a giant projectile-based attack at him, a Biju bomb, anything like that, he instantly probably wins. So yeah, for all the people that think this battle is not close, yeah, it's more close than you think. So yeah, if you guys did enjoy this video, please sure leave a like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell, be informed about new videos whenever I upload them. And I know it's been a month, but I guess I'm back. Thank you, and deuces. If y'all are enjoying the content, please be sure to hit the red subscribe button. Thanks.